This is a little short video for WT Farm Girl on farm road building. The stockpile of stone down here is called 4 to 6. It's crushed iron ore. This embankment is a mix of iron ore clay and native gravel. You go on up into the wooded section. Topsoil is about 6 to 14 inches deep. It depends on where you go. The slope here is where I remove the topsoil and use this good fill below it for the pad on the new barn. Bring it to grade. One side I had to come up 3.5 feet. Now then, over here on this lane. On the lane in general, I got 3 different soil types. From that small tree there to the end of that yellow trailer was a soft spot. From the end of the yellow trailer for approximately, it was about 80 feet, I thought it was about 60, required 80 tons of that 4 to 6 inch material to establish a base. All the topsoil over the years had washed down from this slope into where I needed the lane. If I simply dug down to eliminate the topsoil to get down to the good substrate material, it would have been a pond. So the solution was start bringing in stone and keep bringing it in. I walked the 4 to 6 inch in with a D6 dozer, then topped it with what's called 1.5 inch, which is this aggregate here, for about, I think it's about 6 inches thick. And I ended up with a couple loads of millings, so I just dropped those off in the same existing soft spot. Worked out fine. It will now support an 80,000 pound concrete truck with no issues. 3 different types. Over here is strictly topsoil. This is a low use area. All I did here was top it with about 3 inches of chip seal gravel. It's what I got, and I got it for free. I got about 1,200 yards. Makes a nice little parking pad. There's no traffic on this area to speak of. It's mainly used for parking. And the third type of substrate is over here a little ways. Give me a second. It's not too far a walk, but wasn't worth getting out the four-wheeler. The reason this area is not a problem area for a lane using the existing sand and high clay content topsoil is because of the slope. I've had a soil survey done on this property when I put in the timber management plan. The state of Texas does that. And we have clay-based topsoil around here. Okay, this is typical. It's high clay topsoil with native gravel interlaced. Like I said, because of the slope, there's no further treatment required. I've driven heavy loads over this. One being my dump trailer with 7 yards of chip seal gravel in it, maxes it out. Never left a rut. Over here in this little grassy area, of course you're going to leave a rut. There's not a lot of support when you got grass. When you get down to the bare earth, it will pack and you'll get some support, and you don't get new organic material building into the very top. That's where it gets slicker than snot. So if you got a trouble spot, first thing, try to fix the drainage if you can. If that can't be done, you have got to put a good base for the road, and you cannot use topsoil. Topsoil is full of organics. It's naturally absorbent. It will never pack. You can drive a small pickup over it. First time you put a load on it, you're going to bust through the crust, start degrading the base, then you end up with ruts, then you end up with ditches. Here's what I did, the pad for this barn here. That hard clay material with some native gravel intermixed. Control erosion from the gutters. Put in some of this 4 to 6. You got to maintain it every year or two. You have to go back and restack it. Ain't no big deal. This is where it gets a little soft, hence the gravel. Go on up. That's where I put the large stone times 80 ton. That's about it. Back up here today, berries blowing through, getting some showers, nothing to speak of, but it cooled things off a lot. The high today is supposed to be under 80, and by Thursday it's supposed to be back up 98 again. Real good day to work up here. Oh, it's dead grass where I spray glyphosate. It's herbicide. Kills all the grass around the buildings, on the pads, fence rows, around the well house there. Pretty good stuff. Cheap. That's about all. So if you're trying to build a road, what you see is just the top coat. What you got to build is the base, and that will make a lasting road. Thank you.